Welcome to Edupedia World.
In this module, we will learn about pattern of industrial development since independence and what are the problems of industrial development in India. Changes in pattern of industrialization in India. Industrial development was very much limited to some particular areas only. The Indian industrial structure was not well developed and reflected a lopsided size pattern. Consequently, there was large import of capital goods. After independence, significant changes have taken place. The industrial pattern has seen many changes which are as follows. First one is growth of infrastructure. Modern industrial development is not possible without a substantial expansion of infrastructural development. In India, with expansion of coal, India's primary fuel source and notable success in the export of oil and gas, both on and offshore, a large infrastructure has been built to sustain the economy. A large network of irrigation, storage works and canals, hydro and thermal power, regional premier grids, a largely electrified and dieselized railway system, national and state highways in which a rapidly growth in road transport fleet can operate, and telecommunication system covering most of urban centers and linking India with the world. The development of modern industry has stimulated the growth of banking, insurance, and commerce, and matching expansion and modernizations of ports, shipping, internal and external air services, and growth of engineering and management institutions. Next point is science and technology. Significant progress has been made in the field of science and technology. Indian scientists and technologists were working in many areas on the frontiers of today's knowledge, in the development of nuclear power and the use of space technology for telecommunications and resource development. For further industrial and scientific advancement with growing competence in adaptive research and development, our country received only a very selective import of technology. All these efforts have resulted in the indigenous production of wide range of sophisticated machines and modern products. Next point is massive expansion of public sector. After independence, public sector has made remarkable contribution in the development of Indian economy. Public sector has contributed significantly to the strengthening and diversification of India's industrial structure. It has provided a modern technological base for a large segment of industrial economy. It has contributed in the direction of import substitution, export earning, and social sphere. Next point regarding this topic is development of heavy and capital goods industries. The basic objective of second plan was on development of heavy machine building industries and capital good industries with a view of strengthening the industrial base of the economy. Consequently, major investments were made in these industries. As a result of these efforts, we have a well diversified industrial structure. Next point is rapid expansion of consumer durable industries. Due to new economic policy of liberalization, the consumer durable industries expanded at a faster rate, leading to significant increase in the production of consumer durables. These industries consisting of air conditioners, refrigerators, cars, computers, and fine textiles, etc., although cater to the needs of only richer sections of the society. And the last point is diversification of private sector. As already mentioned, due to new economic policy of liberalization, privatization, and globalization in early 1990s, the role of private sector was accorded high priority in the process of industrialization. So these are the pattern of industrial development since independence. After discussing the pattern of industrial development in India, now we come to problems of industrial development in India. Although there was tremendous industrial development, yet there were some of the problems, which are as follows. In that first point is gap between targets and achievements. In the entire period of planning, industrial sector's achievement were well below the targets. It has been estimated that the average shortfall in industrial achievement has been about 20% in each plan period. The average industrial growth rate achieved over 35 to 40 years has been about 6.2%, relative to the average of about 8% projected. This trend is all along against the smooth industrial development of the country. Next problem is growth of regional imbalances. The concentration of industrial development into some few states have raised the problem of imbalances in industrial development of the country. The industrial development was limited to the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh. These states account for greater than 75% of all factories and 60% of total value added. Although a huge investment in the public sector has been made in some backward states, yet the trickle-down effects of some investments were in no way visible. The entrepreneur prefers making investments in such areas where there are closed market, sound infrastructure, and other related services are conducive. Next problem is sectoral imbalances. The balanced growth of an economy requires simultaneous development of all sectors. But in our case, we have failed. That is, agriculture and service sector failed to support the industrial sector. Even in the process of industrialization, rapid expansion of large-scale industries resulted in comparative neglect of medium and poor-scale industries. Next problem is poor performance of public sector. The performance of public sector has been very poor in terms of production and proper areas. Next problem is underutilization of capacity. A large number of industries suffer from significant underutilization of capacity. The estimate vary from 20% to 6%. The major cause are frequent power failures, government policies, labor disputes, technical to raw material shortages, etc. Next problem is inadequate employment generation. The process of industrialization has not been able to make any dent on the problem of unemployment. The high capital intensity of public sector investment generated an insignificant amount of employment. Factor employment absorbed hardly 2% of labor force. Next point is industrial sickness. A number of industries are plagued by sickness, which in some cases due to bad and inefficient management. The pattern of industrial development has not been substantially guided by cost consideration. In a regime of protection from international competition, industries have tended to get established at suboptimal capacities, resulting in a high-cost industrial structure. Adequate attention has also not been given to improvements in technology and quality of the products. Consequently, due to these factors, sickness in certain industries emerged, particularly when market conditions tend to generate competition with the economy. Next problem is lack of diversification in industrial structure. Although the government has been declaring the policy of developing new growth centers so as to diversify the industrial structure, yet its policies have only resulted in concentration of industrial development in metropolitan areas, in selected states and among top capitalists. Next point is regime of state controls. Industrial inefficiency resulting continuity of regional state controls and regulatory mechanism are creating obstacles in the path of industrialization of the country. Next point is shares of industries in national income. The share of industry in national income in 1948 to 49 was 17%. In recent times, the share of industry in national income has increased to 26.6%. That is not even double. Thus, in terms of contribution, we can say that the share of manufacturing industries sector continues to be low. In most of the developed economies, the share is between 40 to 50%. Now we come to the last point, or we can say that is the last problem, that is high cost of industrial economy. The cost and price of certain Indian manufactured commodities are highly as compared to international cost and prices due to lack of healthy competition. Consequently, it is very difficult to capture foreign market. Now we can sum up that the process of industrialization has not generated sufficient growth, either in terms of contribution of output or in terms of employment. And what is seriously is that the rate of growth of industrialization has been declining with every decade. The question of choice of technique has therefore to be examined with reference to employment, so that we can overcome with the problem of industrial development in India.
Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.